All right, there's a little bit of sun left in the day, so I'm going to go ahead and install our injector pump back on this diesel tractor. Order of operation, we're going to want to put this on first, then the rest of the pump thing. I do have new these guys, so I need to go grab those. Okay, so we'll take off the old ones first. There's like very little to grab onto while doing this. I think I'm going to use a little bit of oil to lubricate these instead of fuel, so hang on. Okay, it's probably worthwhile re-verifying my timing window. Oh yeah, I twisted it out of timing. Okay, I'm glad I did that. Okay. Maybe a little bit of oil inside this bushing is a good idea as well. I just don't want this thing to collapse. Otherwise we start pushing fuel into crankcase. That's not a good idea. Okay, I think we got that one. And I think that one we don't have to mess around with too much. Okay. I'd say that's it. I wonder if it's okay that that back one doesn't have a washer. I'll bet it's okay. Yeah, you have to back this away a little bit. And drop it on the ground. Okay, I gotta go clean this off real quick. Okay, before we tighten this down all of the way, I think it's worth time trying to put these guys back where they belong. So, let's see, I think okay, that makes sense. So if that goes there, that looks good. Does this one go? Nope, that does not go over there. Okay, I think that's where that one goes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah, that one goes there. Oh, I should have probably started with this one. Okay, I think we're probably close enough that we can do this now. And there is a timing setting that you can manually make. I don't know anything better than 0 because I think it's already advanced a little bit on its own. Ooh. All right. Of course, that nut on the back is very tight, and this is the one in the difficult spot. Okay, rather than fight it, I'm going to swap it. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, it went on really smooth. Sorry. Yeah, that's better. I can turn it by hand until it's tight. That's going to help a lot because getting back there is just not friendly. Man, I don't know how they got away with this design. That nut on the back there. I mean, it is legitimately very difficult to get a wrench on it. You know what? I'm just going to move on I'll come back to it later with a claw something or other. The pump's stable. I think I know why these threads are so long on these bolts is because you have to really tighten them and torque them to crush the washers so that they don't leak. Okay, one last cleanliness check. Yeah, they look good and clean. Okay, so you're all familiar how crush washers work. Okay, these are easy. Oh, you're losing somewhere. I guess it's worth mentioning, when I bought this tractor, I assumed that I was going to have to loosen these connections up here and bleed this pump and that everything would be just fine after that. I've seen so many people who do that. They go on these little revivals and they get to this piece of equipment, doesn't run, they take a cover off of some pump component, they wiggle it a little bit, and a few minutes later it's producing fuel up at the cylinder. And it's like, I thought that was a little bit more of the rule, I guess, than the exception. And so I had a little more confidence when I was buying this that, you know, I'd seen some guys do this on YouTube. Why wouldn't it just, you know, tap on it with a wrench and it'll just start flowing? Because that's what I'd seen other people do. And so the fact that I had to tear this apart, it was definitely not what I thought I was going to be doing with this tractor. I'm thankful that I got it all the way apart and it looks like it's going back together, but it was not the plan. Let's see if I can drop that crush washer. Is it actually on there? It is. Okay, feline are in place. By the way, I have absolutely no idea what condition the injectors are in. And I have a sneaky feeling that I'm going to be taking them off. No, he's not. Go on the right way. That was good. That was good. That was tight. Okay, we got that one. That was, doesn't feel right at all. Right, that's what I do. Yeah, it's really good. I'm going a little bit fast because I just want to see this thing pump fuel. All of these other things that I'm doing are important. Yes, having these all tight is very important, but more than anything right now, I just want to watch this pump produce fuel. So let's move on. We'll tighten, we'll get these right later. I think I have to take the injectors off anyway. So not crucial, I don't think, that those go in right now. By the way, for anyone who's worked on one of these tractors before, what is this? It's got 3 electrodes. Maybe it's a block heater. But I'm curious. I don't know what that is. None of my other tractors have it. Okay, I want some diesel fuel to pour into the sinker thing. So hang on one second. Okay, so this is just me trying to reduce the total amount of brand new fuel that has to flow down into this system. So yeah, that'll fill it up. Okay, snug that up. I think that's gonna be good. Yeah. Okay, now this fuel line and this fuel inlet need to line up. Okay, so it's not delivering fuel yet, so that's fine. We haven't turned on the fuel, so that's good. I do want to somehow, though, verify that I'm not sending air to the pump, so I'm probably going to turn on the fuel and then I don't know, close the window on the side or something like that. It's too big. It is going to take a minute for the fuel to get to the filter, so. And then I said I was going to do something about this being not super tight. So let me try to loosen the nut that's on the top. No, okay. Spin them both. No, can't do that. Okay, that one on the top is tight. Does not want to move. Well, that's going to leak because that is not tight enough. But if I try to tighten it anymore, it's not going to work. So, oh, mercy, I should have tried to do this in the shop. I just assumed it would be easier with the pump firmly installed. All right, so this is a threaded. Oh, okay, that doesn't move. This is what threads. So I think the right thing to do here is to separate the 90-degree elbow from the bottom. I do still see fuel in the pump, so that's good. Okay, so thread that all the way on. I can feel the O-ring engaging. Good. Okay, that's probably good. Now this guy, I'm gonna break free the lock washer. That's what it is. Sorry, I'm doing all of this off camera. Just trying to get this done before the sun is completely gone. Nope, that's as far as that thing's gonna go. Okay, let's see if that works. All right, it takes a pair of pliers to open the fuel valve. And we're just gonna open it all the way. Center the oven, the onions. Okay, if when I turn the key and turn this motor over, if it sends fuel out of the pump, that is a first for this tractor since I've owned it. It has never sent any fuel at all. So that is what we're hoping for. Okay, I'm going to open that bleeder there. Hopefully that'll help fuel come into the system. A lot of those feel really good. This one does not. I don't know which way, I don't know if that's number one or if that's number one, but this one right here, it does not feel like it wants to thread up. Okay, let's see. If I pull towards the user, that is off. So that's on right there. And then I think we can just leave this thing alone. Come on, fuel. I guess I should close that sight glass into the timing. Without the transfer pump running, I don't think it's supposed to be moving fuel between them. So let's close that off. That's open to the air. And I believe that fuel can get there. Come on. I'm gonna have to put this back the way it belongs. nothing's going to happen until a little bit of fuel is flowing out of that. And the only thing I can think to do is to put a little pressure into the fuel tank. And I'm happy to do that with my mouth. For some reason, that seems like a dumb idea. Is there fuel in there? Okay, good. So there's fuel there. Ooh, maybe that leak there will cause some fuel to come in. Maybe. I just want to see it work before I'm too old to enjoy it. Okay, the way I'm going to put some air pressure in the tank is I'm just going to put some air through this return valve that goes into the tank. The lid's on. Maybe it seals, maybe it doesn't. I don't know for sure. This way I don't have to wrap my mouth around a fill lid. I'll be danged, it worked. Okay, holy cow. All right, let me just tighten some of these things real quick, and then let's turn this engine over. Why are you being difficult now? Ah, that was bad. Come on, we're losing light here. Thank you. That does feel a little bent. Oh well, we're moving forward. That's a 5/8. Where's my 9/16? There it is. Okay, righty tighty. Okay, let's move a few things. I'm not positive if this is the way everyone's tractor is plumbed, all of the cases, but on mine, as soon as I turn the ignition on a little bit, so just to run, there's 12 volts down here at the start switch, and or the switch that's actuated by the transmission shifter knob. And I understand the need for that, so that people don't start this when it's not in, or when it's in gear. But all of my others, I can turn the key and it'll turn the engine over. This one, I have to collapse that. So I've just got my remote starter switch that I've had since I was a teenager. Let's go. Let's see, can I get you in a little bit closer without getting oil all over you? Okay, here we go. That's diesel fuel. Yes. That's diesel fuel coming through my injection pump to the injectors. What a win that has been. This has not been fun. So let's just I mean, there's no reason to really stop now, is there? Let's tighten those up and see if this bad boy will finally kick off. I just want to hear it. I just want to hear it kick. And I don't see why it can't. Wow, is that really a 3/4? That's really a 3/4. And that guy back there is 9/16. Okay. So this one's in good shape. It's already mostly tight. Holy cow, it works. That's big. Is it tuned? Have no idea. I have no idea if this is tuned correctly. So what it does next, I don't know. I guess I'm also not prepared for it to run away, which I've heard is a reasonable thing to watch out for. Oh yeah, that was tight, but it's not cross-threaded. Okay. I need to run an errand, so we're probably not going to see it run tonight. But I do want to just turn it over and see if it makes any smoke. Okay, this is the way to turn it off. As far as I know, that's the only way. Let's move the rest of this stuff off in case it falls. Okay, 3, 2, 1, here we go. It's gonna run. It's gonna run. Okay, give me one more try. All right, that's this video. I got other things to do, so I just wanted to see that thing run, and it's gonna run. It's gonna run, yes.